Did you know that the character 这 is ranked in the top 11th most frequently used words in all of Mandarin Chinese? That's right. It's more common than words like 你、大、中. If you want to point at something, ask a question, or simply identify what's right in front of you, you need to master this character. Whether you are a beginner just starting out, an intermediate learner who wants to speak more naturally, or an advanced speaker looking to polish your skills, this video is for you. Let's get started. 这 is under the radical 做. This is the walk or movement radical. It is always written on the left side. It looks like a zigzag and is one of the most common radicals. The Chinese character sitting on top of 做 is 文. It means language or writing, but in this case, its primary job is phonetic. It's there to suggest the pronunciation. But wait, I know you're going to say that 文 doesn't sound anything like 这. This is where the historical context is crucial. They don't sound very similar today. However, when the character was formed centuries ago in Middle Chinese, their pronunciations were much closer, especially the traditional form 这. The component yen was a much more accurate phonetic marker at the time of its creation than the simplified wen ever was. Later, yen was replaced with wen to reduce the number of strokes. The basic meaning of 这 is to point to something close to the speaker. The core pattern is 这 plus 是 plus noun. For example, 这是书 this is a book. 这是我的手机 this is my phone. Or you can even add measurement word after 这. For example, 这 plus measure word plus noun. 这个人 this person. 这本书 this book. For intermediates and advanced learners, 这 is about situations, emotions, and logic, not just objects. 这就 is a super common phrase in everyday Chinese. Its meaning isn't fixed. It changes depending on the situation, often carrying a sense of cause and effect or doing something right away. At its core, 这就 means this is how, why, or when, or right away or immediately. It's used to connect a current situation or statement with an immediate action or consequence. Let's look at some examples. Number one is to use 这就 to indicate immediate action. 我这就来，别催了。人都到齐了，我们这就出发。The second way of using 这就 is to explain or justify. For example, 这就要怪你了。It means, well, for this, the blame falls on you. Or, well, this is your fault. Or, that's on you. This is a powerful phrase to assign blame by directly connecting the fault to the person responsible for the situation at hand. When someone says, "This dish is delicious," you can use 这就 to explain why it is delicious. For example, you can say, 我加了一点香料，这就是它好吃的秘诀. I added some spices. That's the secret to why it is tasty. 这样 it basically means this way or like this. We use it when we are talking about how something is done or what a situation is like. 这个汉字应该这样写 This Chinese character should be written like this. 先把水烧开，像这样，然后把面放进去。First, boil the water like this, then put the noodles in. 几年没见，他怎么变成这样？ Haven't seen him for a few years. How did he become like this? So this sentence expresses surprise at someone's big change after not seeing him for years. 这样 can also be used as an adjective before a noun. When placed before a noun, it means this kind of or such. It's often followed by the. For example, 我不喜欢这样的天气. I don't like this kind of weather, or I don't like weather like this. Another example, 这样有特色的包很难找到. It's hard to find a bag with such distinctive features. 这样 can also modify a verb, meaning using it as an adverb before a verb. It means in this way. It describes how an action is carried out. For example, 如果你这样做会更好. If you do it this way, it will be better. 他为什么总是这样想? Why does he always think like this? 就这样 This is another common phrase used to conclude a story or indicate that something ended simply or suddenly. For example, 彼得和玛丽就这样消失了. Just like that, Peter and Mary disappeared. This sentence is usually found in storytelling. It's not just stating a fact, but painting a moment. The phrase 就这样 makes it feel like the disappearance happened suddenly, unexpectedly, or without explanation. The speaker often uses it to emphasize surprise, drama, or mystery. 就这样 can also be used to mean that it's settled then or it's decided. It's used to confirm an agreement or a decision, often at the end of a discussion. For example, 所以我们明天9点见. So we'll meet at 9 tomorrow. 好，就这样. Okay, it's settled then. It's decided. 这才 This phrase is like saying only now or finally now in English. It shows that something happened later than expected or that a condition is finally met, often with a bit of emphasis. Let's look at the first way to use 这才 to express only now or not until now. For example, you have been waiting for a friend for an hour and he finally arrives. You can use 你这才来啊, meaning you're only showing up now, implying you are so late. 考试终于考完，小明这才松了一口气. The exam was finally over and only then did Xiaoming breathe a sign of relief. So the phrase 这才 emphasizes that the relief happened only after the exam was over. The second way of using 这才 is to define or emphasize the true nature of something. Let's use kimchi as an example. You've only eaten kimchi bought from the local supermarket. Then you go to Korea and ate the real thing. You can use 这才 to say 这才是真正的韩国泡菜. or you have eaten something that is authentically spicy, you can say 这才叫辣. This is used especially if you have just had experiences with food that was supposed to be spicy but wasn't. 这就是说 literally means this just is saying. The real meaning is that is to say, in other words, or this means that. You use this to rephrase or explain something you just said in a clearer or simpler way. 彼得的车送去修理了，这就是说，我们得自己乘地铁去那里。这让我想到 literally means this lets me think of. The actual meaning is this reminds me of or this makes me think of. This is your go to phrase when something someone says or does triggers a memory or a related idea. It's exactly like saying, that reminds me in English. For example, 这里的披萨太好吃了，这让我想到意大利的一家披萨店。这下好了。This phrase literally means this time good 了。What it really means is, well, now look what happened. Oh, great. Now what? Sentence example. 出门前我都叫你记得给车添油，这下好了，车没油开不了了。这会儿 literally means this moment. The actual meaning is right now, at the moment, or at this time. Sentence example. 小明这会儿可能还在补习班上课。这会儿 is a colloquial term emphasizing the current time frame, often used in spoken Chinese. The phrase implies uncertainty about Xiaoming's whereabouts, but suggests a likelihood based on routine or prior knowledge. Let's go through what we have covered in this lesson. For beginners, the word 这 means this. It is used to point at objects close to the speaker. For example, 这是书 this is a book, or 这个人 this person. We have also covered some colloquial phrases using 这 like 这就是说 that means 这让我想到 this makes me think of 这下好了 now look what happened, or idiomatic phrases like 这会儿 right now, or 就这样 let's leave it at that, or that is it. That's a wrap for today's lesson on the character 这 and its many uses, from simple phrases like 这是 to expressions like 这样 and 这就. You now know how versatile this word really is. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Chinese lessons that make learning simple and fun. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. 再见。